Hi, I'm Steve, the introverted traveler. I've made it my mission in life to explore the beaches, deserts, mountains, and even cityscapes around us, and to do so while avoiding contact with as many people as possible. And although I will never hang out with you for any reason, I do invite you to join me on my journey. Come and see the world through the eyes of an extreme introvert. On this edition, nature kicks me in the ass as we explore Umbrella Falls and the Timberline Trail near Mount Hood in northern Oregon. Along the way, we will see raging waterfalls, snowy fields, narrow pathways, and the beauty that is the trail bathroom. All this and much more on this Introverted Travels. Greetings, and I'm back yet again on yet another adventure. And I've already tried to film this thing probably like 20 times, so you're gonna get in this particular introduction the ultra super fast, which will still be about 20 minutes because I'm, long-winded. But the ultra super fast introduction. Let's just follow my general formula that I use for every single introduction ever. Where I am. Well, it's the middle of summer and I don't like driving very far, so I'm in the Mount Hood wilderness on the side of Mount Hood because A, it's the only time you can come out and see this area when it's thawed, and B, it's 50 minutes from my house. So what do you think, I'm going to put effort into anything I do? Yeah, you haven't been watching my videos long enough to understand. Okay, the trail, this is the second part of the formula, is the Umbrella Falls to Sahale Falls to Timberline Trail loop. According to all trails, now this is the part of the formula in which, of course, I make fun of all trails or say something, snarky or angry about it. According to all trails, it's a 10.1 mile loop, but of course we know that all trails suck, so it's probably closer to 70 or 80 miles because, say it with me, all trails sucks. And if you're doing the Introverted Travels drinking game, which I'm sure probably has been invented because, I'm predictable as hell, go ahead and take a shot. Okay, so that's what the third part of the formula. Now, the meat and potatoes part of the formula, as I call it. The Trailhead. 3 cars. If you do the introverted math, and that's not including mine, of course. If you do the introverted math, 4 people per car, that's the potential of 12 people. However, since I've been out here in the last 20 minutes and attempting to film, I have already seen 5 people. And as we know, that is 5 people way too freaking many. Now, normally I take, the first mile and I don't really film because, although I am absolute genius, it takes a lot for this creative, comedy gold to percolate in my brain and to, flow out like the golden manna that from heaven that it is. However, unfortunately, and by the way, here's the beautiful wilderness that I find myself in. Unfortunately, my car is right over there. And if you can't hear it in the background, Umbrella Falls is right over there. So I had to actually overachieve and start the video early. But every time I've done this, I've either, had to do a second take because I'm just not doing it well enough, or people. So unfortunately, I've already been exposed to the soul-draining, mind-breaking presence of other people. I've already had good mornings, I've already had hellos, and I've already wanted to dive into the bushes and sob like 15 times. Even though I've only seen 5 people, that's how bad it's been. So I'm not even going to belabor this any longer. I'm just going to say that's where I am, that's what I'm doing, that's where the people are. I think I fulfilled my formula. Umbrella Falls is right over there. So I'm going to do some B-roll. I'm going to show you the beautiful waterfall. You're going to go ooh and ah, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here because people. So enough of that. You know where I am. You know what I'm doing. Let's go. You cannot say that I don't do anything for you, and you cannot say that I don't suffer for my art. That's Umbrella Falls. It's literally water falling off a cliff under the influence of gravity. No more than that. I mean, yes, it's beautiful. But let's talk about the fact that I've been here for about 5 minutes, and I've already seen 5 more people. that ripping, tearing, soul-sucking black hole that forms inside myself whenever I'm around socialization and other humans is growing exponentially. Exponentially. That's like the math equivalent of holy crap. I've already seen people walking up, I've seen people walking back, I've seen people going forward, I've seen people going backwards. Unfortunately, this is what happens when nature puts the cool thing right next to the trailhead. I could rant for hours and I could complain and bitch and moan, and I will, but I'll distribute it across the rest of the video, so I'll save it for later. But yeah, there's Umbrella Falls. There's a suffering introvert. Now let's get the hell out of here before the bus full of nuns show up. Here's an update. I'm in the middle of the woods. Like deep, dark noises in the bushes, middle of the woods. There could be bear out here. There could be cougar out here. There could be Bigfoots out here. There could be other people out here. That's the scariest part, but probably not. But this is what I had to do to get away from that, 5 people in 5 minutes experience that I was having, like a mile and a half ago. It's the only way to do it. You have to come out literally into the middle of nowhere. But even then, there's no guarantee. Now, what I'll tell you is that I'm very, very close to the next waterfall, which, and you should know this if you watch my videos, but since the majority of humanity doesn't, you'll find this out pretty fast. I butcher names all the time. I butcher trails, I butcher mountains, I butcher waterfalls. I believe it's Sahale Falls. Now, I might be wrong about that, but yeah, we're almost to Sahale Falls. We're in the middle of the woods, and so far, no people. But I'm just about to get to a waterfall that's, less than 2 miles from a trailhead. So, well, I rounded a corner, saw an animal, and suddenly went into, of course, panic mode and almost had a heart attack. Until I noticed that the animal was wearing a leash. And then I saw the 2 people that it was with, and I almost had a heart attack, and I went into double panic mode. Because honestly, that's the scariest thing in the woods. It's not bears or cougars or Dalmatians or whatever the hell dog that was. No, it's the people. They're the predators. They're the scary ones. And they're gonna come for you, and they're gonna make you engage in small talk. It's just a matter of time. It's gonna happen. So, all right. I'm almost at the waterfall. I'm on some weird branch that All Trails has on their map that's off the main trail, so I'm assuming there's maybe a viewpoint down there. I don't know. Half the time it says there's a viewpoint and it's showing me like a rock or a tree. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna look, and then we're gonna go back to the main trail and hope we don't see any more people, but lots of dogs. Yeah, we can have dogs. And there were 2 people, by the way, and only 1 dog, so can't use introverted math this time. Okay, so there's a waterfall right there, and that's about as close as we're gonna get. There was a trail leading down to the falls, but I started to go down, and it was so tree-rutted and torn up and bad and steep and et cetera, that I could literally hear in the back of my mind my tibia, my fibula, my femur, whatever leg bones I have, they were just breaking in my head. So I decided, I'll give you a crappy truncated shot rather than, end up in traction. So, although I do a lot for you, aka endure other people. Oh, by the way, there's a ton of other people here. I got here, I was alone. I look back, wham! Again, it's my theory. And you all know my theory. When you're near the cool thing, in this case, the faraway waterfall down there that you really can't see, well, that's when they show up. And unfortunately, they showed up. Of course, the absolutely hilarious thing is, as I was going down that steep trail before I figured out that I was gonna die if I went all the way down, the road is like right over there, and there's a bridge. So you could literally, I don't know how to get here by car, but you can drive to it and get a better shot because the bridge is like looking right on it. But no, I have a hobby in which I like to crawl through the forest, crawl down rocks, and, you know, almost die every 5 freaking seconds. Also, I have, yeah, that's better, crap on the lens. So, yeah, because I have no life and weird hobbies, you get me Spider-Manning it down to a waterfall when I could have just been in a comfortable air-conditioned car. No, that's too easy. Why would I make it easy on myself? Easy isn't funny. I wouldn't turn on GoPro and say, hey, I'm in my car, there's a waterfall. You don't want to see that. You want to see me almost die because, well, you're sadists. But it's funnier. If I almost die, that's funny. If I'm in my car, everyone has a car. It's boring. So I'm going to go and die in a different direction, but I'll turn on the camera when I do. Oh, here we go again. I like to call this the middle-aged tormentor. Let's get it done. Hang on. I have to switch you around here. I have to extend this thing, extend that thing. Okay. All right. Let's get ready for the terror that is trying to bend when you're 45. Okay, so here we go. Camera's going under the tree trunk. Oh boy, oh yeah, I can feel that. Oh, I can't feel my skeleton, but I can feel the rest of it. Oh, that's nothing but pain. It's a wall of red and suffering pain. Oh. And there you go. Your demonstration that even though death is looming around the corner, you still have to pass through middle age, and it sucks. Well, here's an interesting sign, and not actually one that I'm going to make fun of. I'm just going to show it to you because it's just interesting to me. It says, notice, this area is used by Native American Indians for huckleberry picking. We request your cooperation in selecting another area to pick huckleberries unless you are a member of the Confederated Tribes of the Warm Springs. We appreciate your cooperation and respect for cultural values and rights of the Warm Springs Indians. Thank you. Okay, well, here's what I'll say. And I'll say it fast because, you know, I've got like 20 miles left. But yeah, it talks about respecting the rights of the Native Americans, but it says nothing about giving this land back. I mean, we're going to respect them while still stealing and keeping their land. I mean, they come out here to pick huckleberries, but once they do that, and they can't have their land back. No. We respect you too much to give you your land back. No, you're going to pick your huckleberries and get out, because that seems to just be governmental policy. So, the official policy, as expressed by the U.S. Forest Service here, because there you go, U.S. Forest Service, is we respect cultural values, we respect cultural lands, but we're certainly not going to counteract, you know, all the colonization that's gone here and all, you know, the bloodshed and all that stuff. We are just going to let you pick your huckleberries, and then we're going to kick you the hell out of the forest. Doesn't seem respectful to me. I mean, if you really appreciate the cultural values and rights of the Warm Springs Indians, give them their native lands back. Let them manage it. I mean, it's not a hard concept. But here's what else I'll say. There's a sign that has literally grown in to a tree. It's like a metaphor for my life. I've stayed in one place so long that life has like grown over me and, you know, passed me by and grown up all around me. So I have a lot of respect for the buried trail. I'm trying to read it, but it's literally become part of the tree. The wood has become part of the wood. Oh, there you go. There's my dad joke for the day. This is absolutely amazing. I am deep in the woods, and guess what I just found? There it is, in all its splendor, the natural trail bathroom and parking lot, apparently. I have no idea where the hell I am. I think I'm at, I mean, I know what trail I'm on, but I mean, obviously something's going on here because there's cars parked everywhere. Mount Hood is in that direction. On the map, it says there's a parking lot. Could be a ski resort, but it literally just says parking lot. There's no buildings or anything, it's just a parking lot. So this is the point of the video where I ask the question that I ask pretty much every video. Where the hell am I? Like, seriously. I mean, I know that's the forest, but where am I? I mean, you could take that two ways. I mean, literally, I don't know where I am, but I do have a map. Or you could take it as, where the hell am I in life? I mean, I'm like middle-aged, but I'm just kind of muddling through and meandering. So it goes either way. Where the hell am I, folks? Anybody venture a guess? There's the car turning around over there. I'm at some kind of road, but yeah, at least there's a bathroom. It's the common denominator in life. When in doubt, there's always a bathroom. This moment requires music of awe. Behold the splendor of the trail bathroom. And the angels sing, you know, the ones that are still alive, because you people are talking all the time and killing tons of them. Okay, I was gonna film this over there, but it's like directly in the sun, so instead I'm over here. But that thing directly in front of us, that's a permit station. I mean, it's literally just a box that has a bunch of paperwork in it that you fill out with a little pencil and drop it into a drop slot. But yeah, that's a permit station. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this, because it's, out of all the mundane things I talk about, I'm talking about government permits. But a couple of reasons. First of all, I have a ton of people who come onto my comment section on all my videos and say, you don't tell me what to do, I'll do whatever I want, I don't fill out a permit. It takes 2 minutes. I just filled mine out. I have my detached form here that comes with it, and then the part I filled out is in the box. It takes 2 minutes. And there's a couple of reasons why you fill it out. First of all, all this is the public commons. It means all of us own it, and all of us have a responsibility to each other to follow the rules, follow the regulations, keep it calm, keep it clean, etc., etc. So ethically, you have an obligation to fill out the paperwork and do what you're told, because the people who are maintaining this wilderness have asked you to. Now, second, and the bigger one is, you can get a fairly hefty fine if you don't have just free paper. It's free paperwork, and it took me 2 minutes. 2 minutes out of your life. You can be a rebel elsewhere. You can go scream and shout at the sky for all I care, but you're gonna get like hundreds of dollars worth of fines by not having something that takes 2 minutes. So my recommendation, as the hiking and nature expert that I am, fill out your paperwork and shut up. Okay, right off the bat, check out that view. Now, we've seen every angle there is to see of Mount Hood at this point, because I've been coming up to this area every Sunday for weeks, just because, again, it's like 50 minutes from my house. So, but that never stops that mountain, which right at the top there, that's where the elite dunderheads are. You know the people that like to climb dangerous big things because they're full of adrenaline and very little else, because they can barely form a coherent sentence. Yeah, they're up there. But I'm down here. It's incredibly hot today. It's got to be in the 90s, so I'm dragging a little bit. But I just passed a person that had 2 huskies. So you know the introverted mouth drill. You already know the solution to this equation. I just passed 2 rogue huskies that were just roaming through the forest by themselves. But beautiful, beautiful huskies. Not sure where they came from. There were no humans, because 2 huskies equal no human. All right, enough of that dumbness. There's our beautiful volcano. There's our weird river that's only about 3 feet wide, but has a much larger riverbed, so I'm assuming there's some sort of geology at work here. I don't know. I'm too tired and hot to even care at the moment. But yeah, there's Mount Hood once again. I'm gonna keep going. Right now, and this should come as a shock and surprise to nobody, I'm in the meandering phase. So I'm a little bit bored, I'm a little bit hot, and I'm a little bit grumpy. And there's a rogue pack of 2 huskies running around out here with no human. No, there's no human there at all. No, introverted math says it's true. I got bit by the most vicious animal there is in the forest. A downed log. Look at that. Yes, that is blood. But guess what? That pretty much happens every week. I'm always bleeding in one form or another. Usually it's not that bad, but yeah, no, I was going over a tree. There's little broken pieces of tree limb, and I got stabbed. I mean, I got scraped. I didn't get stabbed exactly. So, just as a recap, at the beginning of this hike, I was suffering because there were people, and that's the worst suffering that there is in existence. Then, I tried to go down to a waterfall and almost broke both my legs, because of course I did. Then it got super hot, like really baking hot, and it's continuing to be super hot. And now I'm bleeding because of a tree limb. Gotta love Sundays. Sundays are the best days. They say you should rest on Sunday, but apparently I get stabbed and break things and fall down cliffs and then have to socialize with people. Oh, that's the worst. Happy Sunday, everybody. I just passed a family. And although that was unfortunate, and it was a mom and dad and 2 kids, they were dressed in their nice, clean, you know, hiking gear. Probably, I don't know where they bought it, but it was, you know, higher end stuff. It was nice. They had their gear on. They were dressed very clean and neat and all that stuff. And usually when I'm out hiking around, that's what I see. You know, I see people in like REI gear and stuff, but a lot of times I just see, you know, day hikers who look really nice and they look like they're having fun. And it dawns on me that these people are probably only doing a couple of miles and then going back to their car. Because here I am. First of all, I'm covered in whatever the hell the volcano is spewing out. I have blood coming down my leg, caked on my leg. So I'm covered in blood, volcanic ash, and dirt. I'm tired. I'm sweating profusely. I'm panting. I literally look like I just went into battle with a bear. I mean, forget the idea of bears being out here. I look like the aftermath of a bear being out here. And this is every hike. So I guess I'm not a casual hiker. Either that or I'm really not good at the hiking that I do. But when I finish a hike, I look like a disaster area. I come out here looking like I just come out of an episode of Game of Thrones or something. You know, I'm covered in ash. I'm covered in blood. And I'm tired, and I'm grumpy, and I just saw a family of 4. All those things, all those bad things. But yeah, I noticed that. I noticed how neat and clean a lot of hikers look, and then how, you know, just, I mean, I look like hiker trash. Let's face it, I am the epitome of hiker trash. If I actually crawled out of a trash can, then no one would be surprised, because, yeah, let me look at this. Look, there's stuff all over my pants. My shoes are covered. And I feel like I've been baked and slammed and, you know, stabbed. Thank you, tree. So, anyway, moral of the story is, unfortunately, I saw a bunch of people, and I'm dirty and covered in blood. Well, don't tell me it don't take you to pretty places, because look at that. Not only is that the volcano, there's a waterfall way in the distance, way over there. Don't know if you can see it on the GoPro, but yeah, that's probably from the snow melt, because if you haven't noticed, it's still a winter wonderland in July. But yeah, isn't that gorgeous? Well, this is absolutely terrifying. So, turns out there is snow up here, and this is the trail at the moment. So, what's really terrifying is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a raging creek flowing underneath this thing. So, yeah, snow plus water eroding it underneath, plus really overweight, bald introvert. That might not be a good combination, but that's okay. We're gonna try to follow the old trails map here the best we can, even though it's buried under snow. And then we're gonna get the hell out of here, because this is scary. This is scary for me. I mean, I could die literally at any second. I could just fall through and I'm gone. And you know, I'm swept down there, and then I hit rocks, blood everywhere, my body's crumpled, and the air search and rescue finds me and I'm like half eaten by a bear or a walrus or whatever the hell is up here. Okay, so we got a little bit of a waterfall going here, and of course it's flowing right under snow. Now remember when I told you that water under snow plus giant introvert on top of snow equals badness? That's what you get. Yes, I was trying to go up the only dirt that was visible, so I was trying to go up that. I was grabbing onto that tree right there, and I wasn't filming because I didn't want to die. Thank you very much. Well, as you can see, the snow said no. Gave way. I started slipping, and you can see my little skid marks right there. But these little trees, these branches, surprisingly held my weight, and I used them to pull myself up. So I'm a badass. Nature is still trying to kill me. Well, there you go. Not the ideal conditions to be filming it because it's like directly in the sun, but yet another waterfall. And I think this is that Heather Falls I heard about. If it's even called that, I have no idea. But check that out. Secondary waterfall there. Now, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to cross that. I'm tired. I mean, I'm happy to be out here with no people, but I'm freaking tired. All right, let's go see what hell nature's about to throw at me. And cross my fingers I don't die. I do float. I am fat, so, you know, I bob, but I don't want to go down that. Oh, there's the trail on the other side. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Look at this. Let's go for it. That was terrifying. I was literally like 10 feet from this. Yeah, I went for a little swim. It was cold. It was hard, and I slowed down on the rock. There was like a rock like right at the surface of the water that was slippery as hell. And I'm big and huge, and I could go flying, and then I'd be going down this, and then I'd be dead on the rocks, and it'd be twisted, you know, flesh and bone, and yeah, whole scenario going on in my head as I'm trying to traverse that. Okay, we're here too early in the summer. I mean, look at this. I just had to crawl through this. It's covering the trail, which the trail itself is built right on the edge. So when it's covering the trail, you are literally traversing, well, I think you can see for yourself. I've almost died like 15 times. I'm covered in ice. I'm covered in mud. I'm covered in snow. I was already bleeding. I'm wet. Wow, this is quite the hike today. This is quite the Sunday. I mean, I usually almost die every hike, but yeah, Mount Hood's really stepping it up today. Wow. Okay, so that's reassuring. Now, as you can see, what's happening here is the snow is melting. Okay, but more specifically, it's melting underneath the snow. So when you step on top of the snow, you die, basically. So I have gone through so much snow. I have slipped. I haven't filmed it because, again, I didn't want to die. But I'm hoping that this marker here, we're at a ski resort at the moment. So in the winter, this whole area is a ski slope. So I'm hoping that this marker here is telling me that the trail's right over here. I see footprints. I'm too tired to die today. Maybe another day. So I'm gonna try it, and here. I'll just keep you rolling. And you can see my demise if it happens. Let's go. Okay, stepping onto the snow, on the ice. Oh, that's right. Okay, you can literally hear the stream underneath the ice. Okay. Oh boy. And that's how you don't die on snow. But yeah, that was scary. Walking over that thing, you could hear it go underneath. Where's my car? I seriously want my car. But what I will tell you, let me rearrange you again. Despite the fact that I've literally almost been killed 15 times today, there's nobody out here. The last people I saw was like an hour ago. So this is literally what I have to do to get the hell away from people. I have to almost die in whatever the hell snow palace this is. We are on the last 1.25 miles of this hike, and frankly, I feel like I've gone through like a battle zone. I'm tired, I'm thirsty, it's hot, I'm sore, I'm old, I'm overweight, I'm bald. I'm just gonna start listing all my complaints, not just the ones related to the hike. But instead of doing that, let's do our trail rating. So again, if you've never seen my videos, we do it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being introvert hell. That's Disneyland on the 4th of July. That's where Mickey is running from Minnie. She's got a knife. She's trying to kill him. The kids are screaming. They're hollering. They're like, "Mommy, why is Minnie trying to kill Mickey?" And of course, the parents are just trying to buy them like $20 pair of Mickey Mouse ears. There's loud explosions. The ride's breaking down. The fireworks are blowing up. People are getting sick. There's food tossed all over the place. Just the absolute pinnacle of hell. That's introvert hell. That's Disneyland on the 4th of July. And that's a 1 on our scale. Now, 10 is the polar opposite of that. It's just you and the penguins in a middle of an ice field in the summer in Antarctica. Nobody around for hundreds of thousands of miles. Slight breeze. You know, you're gonna have to wear a parka, but a parka certainly beats the hell that I just described that's going on at Disneyland. So that would be introvert nirvana. So it's a scale of 1 to 10, introvert hell to introvert nirvana. And on that scale, this trail actually, the entire loop is probably around a 6 or a 7. Now, I'm deducting points for the beginning of the hike because I saw people. But for the most part, almost the entire day, and I've been out here for quite a while because I've been trying not to die, you know. There hasn't been anybody. There's been no people. There's been a few people here and there, but I've had solitude, I've had peace, I've had, oh my heavens, I'm gonna fall down the hill, I'm gonna die, oh please, please, I don't wanna die. You know, I had that a few times, but still better than hello, good morning, and all that social crap. So, overall, I'm gonna just settle on a 7. It's not a terrible trail. You do cross over a couple of parking lots, and there are people there, unfortunately. But again, if you come here on an off time, you might not have any problems. You can go into the wilderness and die all by yourself, just like, you know, God intended. On that scale, it's a 7. And then we get to talk about, and I'm standing here because if I go 2 feet ahead of me, I'm gonna be in the sun. So we'll finish up here and then I'll go to the sun. So misery index, scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the least miserable or no misery whatsoever, which is a complete impossibility because I'm always miserable to one degree or another. And a 5 being the worst misery you could ever experience, or that I could ever experience, because it's measuring me. And I break that scale. I bust through that 5 all the time, because people are horrible, the world is awful, and you know, life is pain. But today, at the very beginning, I was probably a 4, because Umbrella Falls literally was a magnet for, say it with me, people. But out here in the woods, with just the sound of the stream and the weird insects in the bushes, I'm at, like, you know, I'm gonna put myself about a 2. That's usually as low as I do, 2, because again, I'm always miserable to some degree. Overall, this has not been a terrible experience, except for the parts where I almost died. But that happens quite a bit, you know, so we're just gonna deduct those parts from my memory. So that's where we are on the trail rating. We're a 7. That's where I am in the misery index. I'm a 2. All right, so according to wonderful, beautiful, and never wrong all trails, that's hard to say with a straight face, I am less than a mile from the trailhead, and thus less than a mile from my car. And that means that it is time for us to part for yet another adventure and to say our goodbyes. But before that, quick recap. So today I hiked the Umbrella, Sahale, and Timberline Loop Trail. I went around Mount Hood. I saw too many people in the beginning. I saw hardly anybody in the middle, and I've seen a couple people sprinkled here and there since then, but it's been nice. I got to see, unfortunately, lots of snow that almost killed me. I got to see lots of water crossings that almost killed me. I got to see wildflowers that probably wanted to kill me. And of course, I got to see various views of Mount Hood that wants to kill absolutely everybody because it's a giant violent volcano. But enough is enough, and it is time for me to say, stay introverted, everyone. And of course, I'm going to see you in the next adventure.